Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Everything Happens for a Reason, but what the fuck? Today's episode will be all about the fun parts of being a young adult in a new career, slash in the world in general, and that being said, welcome to episode number 9, Marry a Rich Man. So glad you decided to take a few minutes and tune into the podcast. I totally did not realize yesterday was Thursday, so you get to listen to the first and last Friday release of this podcast. So today I want to address some different things, but before I start, I want my listeners to know that I'm not trying to do a whole feminist rant, but I'm rather talking about things from my point of view, which is a female one. So I'm going to be talking about the female side of everything. So that being said, let's talk about generational stigma. I've always had the comment growing up that I acted older than my age, and that's purely because my parents did a great job of having me and my brother speak for ourselves when talking to adults rather than them speaking for us. Anyway, for a majority of my life, I took that as a compliment, and I strived to be more mature and socially comfortable. That way, I was never perceived as a child. However, as I am stepping into my career, I'm realizing very quickly how easy it is for other people to judge you before interacting with you. And I know it's like super obvious, like, of course, yeah, they're gonna judge you, blah, blah, blah. I've dealt with them my whole life, yeah. But I've never, ever been judged negatively due to my age until recently. So, in a short sense, I was at a networking event for entrepreneurs who have had a new career within the past 5 years. It's a really cool concept, and honestly, I still go every week, even after this event took place, because I really enjoy meeting people who have success and learning what I can from them. So a few weeks ago, I met this guy. We'll name him Steve. Steve is around 5'6", 300 pounds, and hairless. That description isn't meant to be mean, but it's just to give you kind of a visualization. Mind you, I'm 5'9", so I am a little bit taller than him, and I think that bothered him because I could tell as soon as I walked up he was not feeling me. Anyway, I still continued to talk to him. We began talking, and I'm asking him for some guidance because he's an investor, and that's something I really like. I love that concept, and I'm interested in. So I said, "What advice can you give to someone like me who is starting a new career in the real estate field?" His response, pause for dramatic effect. This is gonna knock you out of your seat. Maybe not. It knocked me out of my seat. Anyway, it was, "A little girl like you needs to just settle and marry rich and let the men take care of it." Now, no judgment to anyone who's in that position, who, the man is working and you're at home because, okay, girls can do anything, boys can do anything, it doesn't matter. But I don't desire that position, at least not right now. I'm young. I don't want to be taken care of financially by someone else. And I'm engaged. So of course, like, we do finances together, but like, I don't want him to take care of everything and he doesn't want me to take care of everything. That's the point of a relationship. We treat it kind of like a partnership? Anyway, it's not because I'm an overbearing feminist. It's because I enjoy being successful and having my own finances for things I enjoy. Plus, it's nice because, like, if something happens, both of us are making like money, so like I don't have to worry about, like, oh my gosh, if one of us loses our job, which we can't, we're both freelance. But anyway, you know what I mean. So that being said, this comment just really threw me off my rocker and it pissed me off. I was getting hot from it. I was angry, and I just don't know how it's fair that only some people think that only one gender can be successful, or I just don't get the understanding that women can't do things that men can do. Because last time I checked, there are thousands of women who are millionaires and there are thousands of men who are millionaires. But why do people feel the need to be hung up on the fact of gender? Like, why is it such a big roadblock for people when it comes to success? Like, they can't accept that a woman can be successful. Some people can't. And I really don't understand at all. Um, anyway, um, other generations that are like this, I mean, we obviously have our own faults, like my generation and everything, but it's typical that older generations are like against it. And maybe that's honestly because they don't realize that laws were passed to give women's rights, and maybe they're just kind of still hung up on it. Maybe they didn't vote in that favor, but whatever. But apparently we're kind of moving backwards in history. And I don't know. I wanted to talk about the fact that people will tell you anything when you're intimidated by you, or even just like they feel like they're better than you and they want to tear you down. And I don't know. I've been getting a lot of those comments lately about my age, and I'm 20. I'm in a real estate game, and a lot of my colleagues or competitors are about 30, 40, 50, 60. So a lot of them think that with age comes intelligence. And yes, that is true. There is a point to that, obviously, is you grow older, you get wisdom and things like that. But I'm just as qualified as any other people I work for. I did the same testing, I did the same training, I am doing all the same things. Actually, I'm working 10 times harder because I'm newer. But I don't think that it's you can't be successful because of your age. I have a lot of knowledge and expertise in my area, and that's why I chose this career. And I've done these things before. I mean, I bought a house when I was 19 years old, flipped it and made profit, and now I'm 20 and I'm in the real estate game, and people think that I'm too young and that I'm dumb, and I just don't agree with that. I wanted to say that yes, you're going to get new careers and people who are younger, and they're going to give you shit because they don't think you're old enough. And what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to sit around and wait for 20 years and then, get successful at 40? Now, my goal is to start young so I can retire at the age of 40 and enjoy life, not be riddled with whatever. I chose to be fent- mentally, wow. Physically, mentally, physically healthy so that I can live and enjoy my life. So I chose this career because I wanted to be my own boss. And I know I am young, but it doesn't mean that I can't do everything else everyone else can do. So I guess the point I was trying to say is that I don't think your age or gender or even honestly sexuality, that gets brought into it a lot too, should ever be something that people hold against you when it comes to being successful. Like, I wasn't even coming up to that guy in a hateful way. I was asking him for advice, and I was almost trying to like bolster him up, trying to get him to talk because it was impressive. His success was impressive, but it's also not as impressive as like his personality was just 10 times worse. So I'm not going to talk to you again. um, and I'm just disappointed that the only advice he could give to me is to give up and marry someone rich. Like, that's disappointing. And I hope that when I'm his age, I can give someone coming up to me in that sense advice that is more constructive and not comment about things that weren't even on topic. I don't know. It just frustrates me. And so I want to say that people that deal with things like that, all those kinds of concepts, it doesn't matter what age or gender you are, you can be successful. Um, and be the person that younger you would be proud of. That's what I aspire to be every day. I aspire to make my grandparents proud. I aspire to make my family proud. And, the most important thing is making yourself proud. So if you're doing that, then you're doing something right. So anyway, I know it was kind of like a rant today and it's a little bit longer, but I just feel like that's something that needs to be talked about often is that that's kind of what I mean as a female, that's what I've dealt with a lot is even in sports, I wasn't ever, as good as the man, or I couldn't ever, you know, beat a man in whatever aspect of it. But I mean, first of all, females aren't supposed to. We have different muscle, makeup, but it's whatever. Anyway, but I just wanted to talk about kind of my interactions with my first few weeks of my career. And maybe you guys have already experienced this and you needed just someone else to feel what you're feeling. So, as always, as you go out into the world, you might not be the smartest or funniest or prettiest person in every room, but the one thing you can be is the kindest. Have a nice day.